testimony, the statement or declaration of a witness, evidence in support of a fact or statement, proof, an open declaration or profession. You're about to hear a testimony, a true, honest testimony from a fellow struggler who has found life change. Are you ready to hear it?
My name is Lauren, and this is my testimony. During my childhood, I went through a lot of loss and grief, and I didn't really know how to handle it, especially when my sister passed away right before my senior year of high school. So I decided to take control of my own life, thinking that was a good choice, and started making choices about school and everything for the future of what I wanted to do. I did end up in a relationship during that senior year of high school, and throughout the years of being in that relationship, I did get to see what it was like to see people who were really close to God and really read His Word and really just would go to church every Sunday, but not just go to church, would really build that relationship with Him and pray and trust Him and praise to Him, whether it was singing or talking. And then as life was going on, I still had a lot of trials that I was going through, whether it was more death, my mental illness, or family members going through trials and tribulations. It was a lot on me, to the point that I did end up going to therapy. And then in 2022, I found out that I was having physical pain for about a year and a half, 2 years. Found out I had a medical abnormality, which affects having a family in the future, potentially, which was terrifying because my people that really do know me and have been around me a while know that's very important to me, and I was scared of what the future holds. So then I distanced myself from God, and I put more trust. I tried to trust myself and make choices for myself instead of just trusting what God had for me, which ended up making some pretty tough choices of like letting go of relationships. And then it eventually led to, I felt like I was hurting people. I had shame. I had guilt. There were very rough moments of me just very upset and emotional, but I just kept trying to deal with the medical journey and the process all by myself. And eventually I did end up having a surgery, which helped alleviate some of that pain. But it didn't alleviate all of it. And then in about like November, December, my therapist told me that she had gotten baptized and that she was telling me about church, and I told her I really wanted to go back to church. So I decided to come back to Gethsemane. My, I guess, description of how I felt coming back was very inclusive and very welcoming, to the point, my first interaction with Pastor Jordan in a long time, he was like, "Hey Lauren, how's teaching going?" And that meant a lot to me. That made me feel like that I was enough and that I was genuinely welcomed of being back at church. So then I eventually committed to being baptized. I thought it was not going to happen until April, but then it happened shorter, which is good. So then I fully committed, and now I'm kind of in that after, figuring out who I am, besides just being a teacher, besides just being a student and a daughter, and really trusting God and His purpose for me, not only at church, but in my community, and what my future family and stuff is going to look like. So my biggest, I guess, message for it is, don't do it alone. Trust God, and you'll be able to push through some of the hardest moments that you didn't think you were going to be able to push through. So that's my story. Thanks.